Aloha and welcome to Ingram Bayou. We've been here for, I want to say 10 days almost. I think it has been. We've been waiting, one, for a water maker to arrive, which has arrived earlier this week actually. But then the storm came through and we had winds of 30 plus miles an hour. So we just hung out into this beautiful cove, and we've had visitors from Dolphins all week long. But pretty much hiding out for the last 4 days, waiting for the storm to pass. And today we got beautiful sunshine. So we are actually going to go out. Our harbor host, Tim, was willing to accept our water maker. So we're going to try to head out to the wharf and try to dock there because of the wind, still about 14 miles an hour. It's supposed to go down to like 10. I just don't like it over 13. So we're going to go to the wharf here in Orange Beach because it has a really long dock, and it gives me a little room if there's not that many boats there to pull in and try to tie up. That's our plan anyway. This sailboat's been with us almost the entire 10 days we've been here. I think for the last 9 days. They were here behind us for a while, and then they moved over there, probably because of the wind. The wind was coming from that direction, and so they probably got less of this this fetch than we did. But it's a beautiful, beautiful cove. Definitely would stay here again. Highly recommend it. Of course, you all saw the drone video of this Anchorage. So join us today on our boat story on this boat Mahalo as we head out towards the wharf and then go to Pirate Bay. Is our plan tonight to actually be in the marina at Pirate Bay here in Alabama. In this episode of our Boat Stories Great Loop Adventure, we leave our protected anchorage at Ingram Bay in Alabama and head west to the Warf Marina. The Wharf is a one-of-a-kind destination offering entertainment, shopping, and dining. For loopers, it's a fuel stop and a place to stay. Aloha! We are Sava, Cynthia, and Alex, along with our 2 dogs, Lucy and Shadow. We're traveling America's Great Loop, a 6,000-mile North American waterway from Florida to Canada and back down via the Mississippi. Follow us on this journey on our boat called Mahalo.
So good morning. It is Friday? Thursday. I'm losing track of the days. There is the mast of the sunken sailboat, and we are leaving Ingram Bayou. And here's our friend who has been in the same cove with us all this time. And there's Alex. Good morning.
Hey.
The other side of this cove had another little notch, but a little too shallow for us. So we are heading out. Not sure if we'll see any dolphins on the way out, but sometimes they are heading out to the big bay now. So we will look for them, and if we can, we'll catch them on the GoPro. So. And over here you can see we're going to head back out into the main channel. But in the meantime, Alex?
Wondra 3.
Wondra 3.
Mobile, Alabama. Okay.
Very nice. Over here on the side where there is a rusted old hull of something are some pelicans. Alex says this is a barge. You can see the pelicans. Some are on the post, some are actually on the barge. I'm looking for circles that would show me that dolphins are surfacing. Not seeing them this morning. I know they like to play early in the morning, so maybe this is noon, so perhaps we've already missed their window. I'm gonna go to the back so you guys can see. That was where we were, tucked over there to the left. And I'll take you out here to the back. And there's us leaving the cove. So quiet. We did not rock at all, even in 30-mile-an-hour winds. So we got our dinghy back on because we had it out floating behind. And since we're going to dock today, at least that's the plan, we didn't want to have the dinghy in the way while we did that. So on the sides here, you can see a little bit of sandy beach, you know, just like a little place. So if you had to dinghy your dog, you could, because like some of the areas have just bulrushes. So, but there are sections where you can find a little piece of sandy shore to take your dog out to do their business. I always try to look out for that, even though we use our pad down here in the cockpit for our dogs. I try to find and let you guys know where the locations are in case you have a pet that needs to have a break. So just by this green marker, we just saw 2 dolphins surface. So as you look out and you see the green marker, look to its left, and we'll just keep the GoPro here for a minute, and maybe they'll pop back up again, because sometimes they go about 10 feet to one side or the other. We've slowed way down because we're hoping to catch them. And I'm keeping an eye right here in front of our boat. How darling. They're right in front of our boat. So, let's see. I'm not sure if they went this side or that side.
They were here a moment ago. Right there. No, they were behind. They're behind us now, I think.
They're behind us.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go to the back. Zava thinks they came here on our port side. I'm looking. There they are. Straight out, you can see the gray fin, and they just arced their bodies. So if you look in line with the orange marker, and there they are, 2 of them, back and forth, right? Just slightly to the left of the orange marker, between us and the orange marker, are the gray fins, just bobbing up and down. So beautiful. Oh, there's some more right over there. Wow. Okay, Zav says more to the front. More to the front.
We're here where the birds are. We follow where the birds are. Over there.
All right, so you can see some pelicans. One pelican's up here on the marker. And Zava just saw some more. Yes, the dolphin is actually between the 2 pelicans. Right, so we're passing a bigger pelican here, but in the distance, just a little bit, is 3 pelicans, and in between them, the dolphin is going up and down.
Right ahead. 12 o'clock almost. I'm heading straight for them, you'll see them.
Yep. And where you saw these flying pelicans, there's also one bobbing up and down. There he is. 2 of them just went beside the 2 pelicans. Alex, come up here and see the dolphin is right by the pelicans, right here. Do you see the pelicans?
Yeah. Look out the side window here, Alex. You'll see them. There's several of them here. Also.
So as the dolphins were coming up and down, there's one just beyond the pelicans, between them. But the dolphins are swimming, and then the pelicans are waiting for, excuse me, Alex, I'm gonna come right beside you. The dolphins are there. I thought I saw a fin there for a minute. The dolphins are coming up and down
right ahead
between.
of us. He's diving under our boat. He's in front of our boat. There's 10 feet. There he is.
Right there. There he is. 2 of them.
Get hit. Please. They know what to do.
They know how to
But
dive.
he's
I think
right
they'll be on
behind.
this side, Alex.
I think-
So Zava, good morning.
Aloha.
Zava's been wearing a buff, so he has a little bit of fluffy hair. Lucy does not take anything that she considers criticism, even if it's to Zava. Okay, shadow coons? Yes. All right. They're so excited. See his tail wagging? They are so excited to be underway. But over here, a lot of elevated, Zava, is that what you call them? Elevated boat docks? When the dock,
They have lifts.
lifts, boat lifts. So I believe Zob looked at the Nebo app this morning. Since we've been off the water for 10 days, we're looking around to see what other loopers that we know are underway, or even names we recognize. Did we get passed up by everybody that was with us? Well, some of them went to Nashville and Chattanooga, so some people didn't pass us, since we didn't do those jaunts. some really big houses here, and you can see canals that go down with boat lifts. It looks like the predominant roofs are metal, and even the covered boat lifts are metal. On this side is a lot of bulrushes and more marshy looking. So we just crossed this bay, right, Zava? This is a Wolf Bay. I believe this is Wolf Bay. And we are backtracking a little bit because today's the day we're picking up our water maker.
Water maker, yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's been a really long, we ordered it way before we got to Mobile, Alabama, but it's been back ordered in parts. So we're like 2 weeks behind, I think at least 2 weeks behind since we ordered it.
And you're probably going to do a separate video on the install, right?
We'll do a separate video on the install, yeah. We just released the solar install of all our solar panels.
So why did you choose the one you chose, and what volume does it do?
It does 40 gallons per hour, and we chose the 110 version, 110 volt version. Just makes it easier on us. And we chose that one because, one, it was the most reasonable. Two, all the parts, if you need a part, for example, in the Caribbean or anywhere else, all locally parts you can get just about anywhere, any hardware store. So it's just, it's not proprietary, let's put it that way. It has no electronics whatsoever, except for the pumps, you know, but otherwise there's no circuit boards that can go bad. And as you know, everything, circuit boards and water don't get together anyway.
So we're kind of excited about this. So, and as promised by Zava, I could do laundry on board as often as I like. And I do love having our sheets washed weekly and towels, and I just like to have it. We have plenty of clothes. We probably overpacked for this trip because, you know, we packed long sleeve and short sleeve and sleeveless, and so we probably have more than enough clothing. I get that, but still, I do like to have everything fresh and sheets changed, towels washed. It just makes living aboard so much easier. There is a foam or bubbles of where the boats have gone through. You can see that lighter strip where other boats have crossed through in the channel, and we're just kind of backtracking along this. So now these houses that are here, it's going back to just woods. So this is like the end line of the houses here. As we go back into the main part of the channel, these houses are all somewhat facing Wolf Bay, and now we're heading back into the channel. It's very scenic here. This area has been so pleasant to go through. So we're going back a little bit back the way we came in order to pick up the water maker, and a harbor host was gracious enough.
Harbor host Tim here in Orange Beach was very kind to accept all that, mainly because it arrived in so many different time schedules. I mean, parts of it arrived one day, and you know, a week later the next part arrived, so it's hard to really time that with a marina.
Because this was not something we ordered off Amazon. We ordered it from the company. So when the company, it gives you just a range of times it'll arrive. So as
they're having the boat shows right now, the Fort Lauderdale boat shows, etc. So they're really busy with orders, and then they ran out of parts. The flow meter ran out of the flow meter.
So we were waiting for all the different little parts to be delivered, and instead of having it go to a marina where part of the parcels would get maybe put aside, then we couldn't gather them all up, we asked a kindly harbor host to collect all the parts as they came and accumulated, and once they all had, right, we also didn't want a porch pirate to take it. So the harbor host has gotten all the parts for us. We're looking forward to getting everything we need and continuing our journey, because generally we are on the water. If it's not windy, we're not hiding in a cove. This Mahalo boat moves as we go along, so it's been unusual for us.
We like to anchor. We don't like to be in the marina. It drives the dogs crazy.
Our dogs walk by, bark at everybody that goes by.
We just don't want to pull in just for water, so the water maker allows us to make sure that we have good drinking water, not what's from the city. It's purified.
So we will update you as to the advantages of it, because there's so many different things that people say why it's good, bad, not. There was a lovely little gray heron right there on the corner in the bulrushes. Probably can't see them, but if you keep your eyes out, you can see so many beautiful animals and birds as we go down the channel.
Aloha. So we're arriving at the wharf from the east side and you would be able to see that the east side is the marina. On the west side, they also have a west side is also part of the wharf, but then they have a section of slips 11 through 22 which are public and free during the day, and that's where we're going to try to go to. Right now we're going to see if we can get into one of the 11 through 22 slips, which is just past that bridge.
Hi guys, we just got here to the wharf, and over there is a sign. It says the wharf, and there's their fuel dock, and then right here next to us is the Sunny Lady Dolphin Cruises, this bright yellow boat, and we've seen it pass us as it went out to Warf Bay to look for dolphins, and we enjoyed them very much ourselves in Ingram Bayou. So Alex is outside hooking up the water, and in front of us is La Colby Jean, and this one looks like maybe a tour boat, or maybe a boat for I don't know if it's a private vessel or if it's actually used for like events. So there's a barge or something there with sand right here behind all the flags. So this side, lots of fishing boats, and this marina can be very pricey if you're not on what's called the day docks, and they tell you what slips are available. So these ones right here, like the one adjacent to us and the one we're on, are free for the daytime, I believe. Zav can double check that in the comments below. Now over here, I'm gonna pull this up. Can you see the Ferris wheel over there? There's a Ferris wheel nearby, and an AMC movie theater that I can see from here. So this place has lots of little shops and eateries, so a great little place to go and walk about. So Zava and Alex are just walking back from the marina office, and they're double checking the docks here, taking a good little walk.
Here we have an aerial view of the two free day docks, and in the background you will see the fuel docks, which are closest to the river. Thank you for watching our short trip to the wharf. We love your questions and comments, so keep those coming. And on your way out, please be so kind and hit that like button and remember to subscribe. It really does make a big difference to our channel. Join us next time as we explore the wharf and all it has to offer. Aloha!